Good afternoon guys and welcome to a new video. So in our video today we're going to continue discussing this little grinder, and in my previous video about it I did an unboxing and a quick first impression, and I really liked how the quality is. The build quality is nice, the price is nice, and also the size of the grinder, everything about it was really surprising to me, especially that nobody speaks about it and nobody yet knows what is this company or what products they make. They make a lot of other grinders as well, and this is one of the grinders that I liked, so I thought of like ordering it and checking it out together. Maybe I can share my experience with you, and maybe some of you will go for it and it gives them some good quality for their coffee. So in my video today I'm going to add a shim and show you how I can add a shim to a grinder, because this hack really works on any type of a grinder, whether it's a conical burr grinder or a flat burr grinder. It will give you more range for your coffee. So I was thinking that I will add a shim to the grinder on camera, and then I will try to make espresso with the grinder and see how the quality of the cup will look like. By the way, the grinder can make espresso, but what I didn't like about the espresso range in it is that it depends on the coffee definitely you use. They mentioned that it has up to 30 for espresso. Seems that it's just up to 5 for espresso. It's a stepless grind adjustment, which means that it's easy for you to move the grinder left and right, okay? But the range for the grinder so far was not as much high as I expected. So I will challenge the grinder by adding a shim and see if this will achieve more finer grind settings, as well as that the burr will keep grinding or that it will stop the grinder, so that we can share the honest experience and the honest feedback about the grinder. And this is not to promote the grinder, because I just buy it in order to share my experience with it, not to influence people to buy something that is not good quality. So let's see together how I add the shim to the grinder, and then after that let's see how it performs when I make espresso. So by the way, some people of you have asked me questions like, what is the length of the grinder, what is the width? So the width is just 6 centimeters, 6.5 centimeters, or 6 centimeters width. Yeah, 6.5. And the height of the grinder is, I believe, 18 centimeters only, including the lid. Yeah, it is 18 centimeters. And of course, the width, if we talk about the width, it is around 10 centimeters. So it's not big at all in comparison to the hand grinders we use. The only difference that they went with this grinder is that they included a cup for the grinder. This cup is 50 centimeters, I believe, 50 millimeters width. It's not 51 or 58, it's just 50. Yeah, exactly 50. And this is just for maybe for the ease of transferring the beans after you grind it, instead of having it under the grinder where you need to unscrew something and then throw it in the cup and then put it back, or using magnets. So maybe they were inspired by the big size of grinders. So anyway, let's see how first to take out the burr, and then we will make a shim that suits the burr. So for that I will use this driver. This is 10 millimeters wrench, and you will open it like that, very simple, clockwise. Under this nut there should be a small washer like all the other grinders, and there comes the burr. So you will first take out this external burr like that, okay, keep it on the side, and then you will be able to take out the burr of the grinder. Let's give the burr a quick clean using the brush that came with the grinder. This is how the burr looks like. Looks nice though. This is how the burr looks like after cleaning. It has 6 blades, and there's a small lock under the burr, and there is a sweeper, and that's it. So very straightforward design, not a lot of sophistication. Let's see if we can take out the sweeper. Not sure if it comes out or not. It should be able to come out, but for some reason I think it is not coming out. So what I'm going to do is I will add a small shim under the burr on the sweeper, away from the lock, okay? So that the burr will go up, and this will give me more range for my coffee. How do I do that? I get a small piece of aluminum foil like that. I'll cut it into a square, and then I'll keep giving it some folds. So let's say I'll do that size. And then I will fold it on the other side, not the metallic side. Then I'll give it another fold. Maybe 3 or 4 times will be giving us a good thickness for the shim. And after that, I will cut 2 or 3 pieces. And I will remove the rest and throw out the rest. Then I'll put these pieces under the burr. I did the same for my Star Seeker grinder, the Edge 63, and now I have a lot of range for espresso. I'm grinding my espresso at 40 steps and 35 steps, which is really big range for my coffee. So I'll give it one last. Should I give one last fold, or this is enough? I think I'll give it one last fold. Yeah. So this is the shim. Okay, and then I will cut it. I'll cut 2 pieces of it. 1 and 2. But I have to take care because the other one's not tight from the sides. Yeah, so just cut 2 pieces. I try to make them identical as much as possible. And then I will put them here. Sometimes I use a small amount of any kind of grease or Vaseline, anything to make it stick in place. But this time, because I have no access to Vaseline for now, I will put it like that. And then the burr will be, holding it in place. So no worry about it. It will not grind with the coffee. It will stay in place. Okay. So I'll put them like that. And then I will add the burr. So I think I will add the last piece because there is a small amount, there's a small part that is empty here, so that the burr will be pushed from all the angles. Okay, very simple process to add a shim to any grinder. A shim has one reason, which is simply to add more height to the burr so that it gets closer to the other burr. This will help you achieve more grind range. So this is how I added the shim to the grinder. Now I'll lock the burr on the top. And there was no washer, I believe. When I removed the burr, there was no washer. So I'll just use this one and lock the burr in place again, anti-clockwise. Then try to hold it properly, like that. Then when you turn it on, it should be running like that. So when I add the other burr on the top, I should have more range for my coffee. Yeah, so let's try that together. We'll add back this part and then we'll close the grinder. Also anti-clockwise. Yeah, so it is closing right now completely. And I think we have more range now for the coffee. So how about grinding at number 10 and seeing how the quality will look like at 10 steps. Let's add some beans and see together. So turn it on, add the beans and close. So right now I'm grinding at 10 steps after adding a shim, and I believe that this is not gonna be any close to the 10 that we had before when the grinder was out of the box, because I see that it is very slow in grinding, means that it is grinding a very fine grind. So while grinding, you will always see the timer on the side like that to show you how long are you taking for grinding your coffee. So I think we need to grind coarser because right now the range has increased significantly. I think this is Turkish grind. Yeah. I like that the sound of the grinder is not very high also. This is all positive like thing. So we're taking a minute. Definitely due to the slow RPM and the very fine grind settings we are grinding. Yeah, I think this is enough. I'll take out the rest. And as I expected, this is turning into Turkish coffee. So I have more range for my espresso. Okay. Now we get into the coffee that sticks to your finger and you need to wash your finger to take out the coffee. Okay, so to grind espresso, then we will go for like something like 20 or maybe, yeah, I think 20 is gonna be fine. Let's give it a try and see. First, let's run the rest of the coffee. Yeah. So my hand is turning brown. Okay. Now, I'm very happy that the modification succeeded and that the coffee is very soft and very fine. So if I go for something like 20, how the 20 will look like now, let's see that. So hot starting. Maybe I'll need something like a 15 to make my espresso now, which is a good range for a hand grinder or for a portable grinder, because this is not a hand grinder. And that the timer is working on the side, this is really so satisfying that you know how long it takes you to grind your coffee. And once the grind is over, it will turn off automatically after 5 seconds of not detecting any beans. Really very good quality of grinding, very consistent. It's not hot, the coffee is normal temperature. These are all pluses to be added to the grinder. I like it so much. It gives me amazing first impression, an amazing experience so far. And as you see, I cannot take the coffee out of my hand. My hand is so dirty now. I'll quickly wash my hands and let's make some coffee. So here we go with 18 grams of coffee. Let's put them in the grinder and start grinding after that. And let's see how much time will it take. I'm grinding my coffee at 20 steps. Yeah, it is 20 steps. And let's see together how the 20 steps will take, how the coffee will take in terms of seconds, and how the grind quality will look like when it comes to an espresso setting on a machine like Mara X. I would have appreciated if they included an anti-popcorning device so that you don't worry to take out the lid and see how much coffee beans are remaining, but this is it. I'm taking the risk, guys, and it is still grinding. Yeah. The sound quality, the sound is nice. It's not very loud. Definitely, since it's a slow grinder, slow RPM, to achieve better taste for the coffee, it will take some time to grind any amount of coffee. Like if you try to use your hand grinder in a slow RPM, it will take you like more than a minute and a half or 2 minutes to grind your coffee. The bean hopper takes up to 25 grams of beans. I didn't try to grind 25 grams to be honest, but the cup takes up to 25. So right now the cup, I smell the coffee by the way, it smells very nice. Yeah, the fragrance is just, facing my face now. It's about to finish. I think the magnet is helping the cup to stay in place, and this is giving the grinder some, sturdiness. It's not, not falling if you move the grinder by mistake, or if you carry it in your hand, the cup will not fall. Still, you can carry the grinder while the cup stays in place. All these are plus points, to be honest, adding to the positive user experience of a grinder from an unknown company like this, Wisdom, CF Wisdom. I think the company name is Wisdo, not Wisdom, but the grinder name is Wisdom. Yeah. So the grinding's over. Took 180 seconds, so 3 minutes to grind 18 grams of coffee. I know it's slow. Some of you will say this is slow. I think yes, they know it is really slow because it tries to give you good quality for your cup. The smell is very nice. The grinding seems good. So let's see together how the cup will look like. So the machine temperature is 90.7, so kind of 91. And let's see how the extraction will go. So it's a little bit fast. So let's pick settings like maybe 15, or let's make it 17, for example. And those are 18 grams of coffee. Medium roast from Rwanda. Let's see together how long will this take in seconds. And let's, after that, see the extraction together. So since it has low RPM, we are expecting to have a time like 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes in grinding the 18 grams of coffee. So you can turn it on while you do something else. By the time you do that, it will be done the grinding. Though it has low sound, which is giving it some good, good plus or good points. It's not loud. I hope that the first extraction with it really goes well. We'll see that now. Shortly, we'll be able to judge how a coffee grinder like this will give when it comes to espresso. So the cup is half full. They say that this cup takes up to, I think, 25 grams. Yeah, it takes up to 25 grams. So it's half full right now. Close to end. Maybe 1 more minute. So if I have a hand grinder in my hand and I try to grind for espresso, moving it slowly, bit by bit, to grind the same quantity of beans at the same low RPM, so holding a grinder like that and do like that, I think it will take me more than 2 minutes to keep grinding this way and achieve the same grind consistency. The only thing is that maybe if you go as slow as that, it will be painful for your hands. because you don't have that enough torque a grinder or electric grinder will have. So the motor is very slow. It is very slow. And, that's a good thing that there is a magnet on the cup so that the coffee will not fall when you do that. Keep playing. So I think we're in the last few seconds. So that's more than 3 minutes. We're going towards 3.5 minutes then. So of course the grind, okay, so once it reached that amount, it will stop. Okay, so it reaches 300 seconds, then it stops. I mean, 200 seconds. Which is also a good thing that it doesn't keep going forever. So if you forget it or by mistake it got turned on, it will not empty the battery. So the battery right now is 51%. Okay, I've been using the grinder for like 10 cups so far. So it will give me 20 grinds, 25, maybe 30 grinds, depending on how long will it take to grind a cup of coffee. At the same time, how is the quantity you are trying to grind. So it gives me 17.8 to 17.9. Maybe there is a bit of a coffee inside. So if you turn it on and you try to blow with your hand like that, this will take the rest of the coffee and the grinder will turn off automatically. There is no bellow, so your hand is the bellow. Now you get back the 18 grams. So it has a zero retention for the coffee you grind. It's not messing up the counter. No need to spray or do anything. Very slow RPM, and I think that the grind quality is excellent. Yeah, it is very soft. And this can give us a good cup of espresso. Let's quickly prepare the puck and show you how the extraction looks like. So let's see together how the extraction will go. The machine's temperature is 92 Celsius. And let's see. Okay, so we got around 40 grams in around 28 to 30 seconds. This is how the cup looks like. So the taste is good. There is a little bit of acidity in the cup. Maybe it went a little bit fast. It could have maybe done at 15. So recently, when I'm using the flow control on the machine, if I do a long pre-infusion, more than 10 seconds pre-infusion, in this case, the coffee will always go fast after that. So probably I need to go finer when I do pre-infusion. It's not slamming the coffee with 9 bars directly from the beginning. But the taste is nice. And the quality overall of the grinder and the grinding, it's really giving some good experience, I would say. so far with it. I want to see how it performs in filter, because outside home probably most of the people do filter coffee, not espresso. I know that recently we have seen a lot of espresso machines that you can take outside, like the Super 58 and the Sierra and the other brands that are there in the market. But in the majority of coffee crowd, it's a little bit risky to do an espresso outside home, because you still, if you make a mistake with the grind adjustments or any of that, you will end up ruining your coffee, your 18 grams of coffee. And we all see that the coffee prices are getting expensive. So I will try how this grinder will perform in filter coffee, and then I will see if I can really grant it the permission to be in my coffee bag whenever I go outside or no. But so far, as a beginner to use this grinder, as a customer who bought this grinder to see how it performs and how it adds a value to his coffee bar or coffee tools outside home, I think that it's really worth the amount I paid for it. And I didn't tell you in the last video how much did I pay to get this grinder. I just paid $70 to get this grinder, which is a very cheap price in comparing to the price I pay to get a hand grinder. So if I compare it to a grinder like the Espresso K Plus, this one I paid around more than $200 to get this one, $250 maybe, and this one is only $70. And definitely it's a good price to have some good quality manufacturing like this. Even if you're somebody who is not drinking espresso, you are still able to grind for other coffee brewing methods, like mocha pot, like filter coffee, like French press. I think it's a good value grinder, and I will see what you think about it in the comments. If any one of you has tried this grinder before or ordered this grinder, please share with me your comments about it, and I'll see you in the next one.